Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Marcie Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I'm from Clovis, California. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm super excited for bingo night. It's always so much fun. I do have some new people playing, so I will be explaining all of the rules in just a bit. I'm just seeing here. Hi everybody, welcome. I need my bingo numbers. Okay. First time playing bingo, welcome. Aw, thank you. All right, so Mona. Let's see. Okay, you're gonna have to remind me. Mona is Glenetta, is that right? I have to remember. Sorry. I know I'm terrible at remembering. Just remind me. Amazing Mona is Glenetta. I think that's right. So your numbers are 1, 29, 8, 22, and 14. All right. 1, 29, 8, 22, 14. If you need your numbers, let me know. Always know that when you get your confirmation of playing bingo, that your numbers are attached. You should see a CSV file, and on that file, when you click on it and open it, it's basically the form you filled out for me. So your numbers, everything is written on there. So I will, but I'll give them to you if you need them, so let me know. So let me explain a little bit about how bingo works, but first I want to let you know that July bingo is up and ready to go. We're going to have it on the 23rd of July. I have both of our daughters are flying in. So we'll have all the kids together in July. Yay! All the grandkids, all the cousins, they'll all get to see each other. So we will be taking some time off in mid-July. And so I have moved bingo out a week. So it will be on the 23rd at 5 o'clock. So that registration is open and it is linked below in the description. So if you just go on more under the description area, you can just click right there. It'll take you right to the sign up. Okay. Oh, thanks, Rose. It's getting a little out of like kind of crazy right now because it's getting kind of long, but still in that in-between stage. So Beverly, your numbers are 5, 9, 12, 17, and 23. Let's see. Thank you, Patsy. You have a screenshot of your phone of your numbers. Very smart, Mary. Oh, Deb, no worries. And Deb, I got your email and I'll answer that for you tomorrow. You are in. Happy Stamper Lady. I have you in there. Anna, you are right. It is, family time is the best. And because we have one in Oregon and one in Montana, if we're trying to coordinate them to get here at the same time. Yay. So we're excited about that. So let me explain a little bit about bingo, how it works for those that I know I have some new players this month. First of all, I'm going to announce that I do still have bingo kits available. And again, in the description under more, if you just click on that and go to June bingo, you can sign up and register and I'll see it coming in on my email. But please let me know what your numbers are. Let me know that you registered and paid. I'm going to see if I can get it on my phone. That you've registered and paid. And then that way I can write your numbers down. And okay, so I saw somebody just paid for July. Perfect. But if you are wanting June, just let me know that you signed up and give me your numbers for me so I can write them down on my cheat sheet here. Okay, so how bingo works is we are going to play 4 games of bingo and 4 projects. So I'll do a project first and then I play bingo. And I will pull a number out. So when you register, you have to give me 5 numbers 1 through 30. So when you register, give me the 5 numbers. If I call your number, you're going to want to write a B in the chat. Okay, and then type BI and have it ready to go. When I call your second number, you're going to hit enter, so I'll see BI, knowing that you have 2 numbers. So once, and just do this until you have bingo. That last one, I would have it all written out, BINGO, ready to go. When I call your 5th number, hit enter. You want to be the first person that hits enter, and you will win bingo, and you will win a $100 shopping spree in my Stampin' Up! Online store. But how that works is you're going to send your order to me. I will put the order in for you. I will screenshot your total, and I will send you an invoice for anything over the $100. So you can make your order as much as you want, and so that you can get everything that you want, and then anything over 100 is what you pay for. If you need to make your order under 100 and you don't want to pay extra, then you're going to want to go a little under so that your shipping and tax and everything is included, because I will pay 100 and you pay the rest. Okay, so basically you're paying for bingo, you're paying for the class, I should say. You're paying for the 4 kits and the project. You'll get the kits in the mail. They'll go out tomorrow or Friday, but probably tomorrow. I just have to run the labels. So they'll go out tomorrow, and you will come back to the video and you'll create at your leisure. You'll have a good time, and you can stop and pause and rewind and all that, because the video will be here. If you're looking at this video after the fact and bingo is over, you can still purchase a kit if they're available. I think I have maybe 9, 8 available still. And so if you're interested, they're still available. If it's after the fact and bingo's over, you're still paying $40. You're going to get 5 projects, 4 for bingo, and 5th will be a bonus project. And that I will do on Sunday. So you're still going to have a video for it. You're still going to see the projects and be able to do them. But I saved the bonus project for the next video. It's just a lot to do in one night for a class or bingo. And I've always showed those on a video. So that's what I will continue doing. So I used to make the card and give them to you. And so now instead I'm just giving you an extra project to do, which is kind of fun because you get to do it your own, make it your own, make whatever sentiment you want, and you have a card ready to go. Let's see, what else? You can only win bingo 1 time, so if you've won once, you can still continue playing for fun. You're still going to want to watch the projects, but as far as the bingo goes, you can only win 1 time. If you are the second person that says bingo in a game, then you will get a consolation prize. You can opt out of the consolation prize and continue going for a bingo. So if it's your first, second, or even maybe your 3rd bingo and you're like, nope, I still want to go for the $100 shopping, you can opt out of the consolation prize and go for the bingo. If you choose the consolation prize, then you are done winning a bingo also, and you will still get your kits, and still you can play if you want for fun, but you will not win again. Also, I ask that you please get your orders into me by the end of the month, mainly because I like to keep track of my bingos in the month that they are won. Also, it helps me just keep my record straight, but it also, any specials that are going on, you're gonna get to be a part of that month's specials. For example, the sweet special. If you order 2 sweets, $100 of that is going to come from me, and it's only 50% for the next one. Or any sweet products special will be on your order. All right, let me look real quick because I do see some other orders that have come in. I just want to make sure. Okay, so that's a July. So I'm going to stop looking now. So if it is a June order, just let me know, please. Oh, you are so welcome. All right, so I think that's about it. Other than my Flora class, I have to tell you, this is, I'm going to give you a bunch of tips and tricks during this class too. But for the Flora class, this is the washi tape. It is so beautiful, and I have had such a fun time with this class. You will not have to unroll 4 rolls of tape, but I am having to do, so far, 4 rolls of tape for this class. So the Extraordinary Floral class is still open. I believe I think there's 10 slots left on that one too. I don't remember, but I put up however many slots are still available because the kits are just about done. And I will be starting on the PDF and the video soon. So that is available. You will get 4 projects, but also a bonus project. So know that even though this says 4 projects, there will be 5. But one will be a video that will be live so that you can still see that, but you're going to get the kit for that. Okay. Also, if you purchase the bundle and the washi tape from me, you will get the class for free, but you still have to fill out the registration form because that, of course, gives me all the information I need to get your kits to you. I keep thinking about this class. I have the bundle and now the washi is finally on the way. Yay! It's going to be a great class. It really, really is. I have 2 fancy folds in it. I'm trying to think. Let's see, 2 fancy folds. I can't even remember what the other projects are on it. But I know, ooh, and one is different coloring, different because we're going to use the stamp set and the dies. And I love it. It's a different color combo than I've done. And funny, I showed somebody yesterday and they were like, ooh, I love that card. And it's the different one. I'm trying to cheat and look over there. But yeah, the kits are just about done. So I'm excited about that. Let's see. Make sure there's no questions that I missed. If anybody has any questions about bingo, let me know. I don't see any. So we are going to get ready. The first thing we're going to do is do a card. You can still play bingo. You can still sign up. You just cannot, of course, be winners of any past bingos or any bingos that we're in the middle of. Okay, so especially because when you sign up, I'm a little ahead of you. So be aware of that. You cannot join while I'm in the middle of a bingo. So if I see that you join, you will have to go on the next bingo. Even if it's the last one, you're still going to get your projects and your kits and all that good stuff. And a PDF and a private video link. All right. I think that is it. So we're going to get started and go with our first project. So I created a card that looks like this in a different pattern that I really loved. In fact, I'll show it to you. It was with that Market DSP. And I just really, really liked it. This is those little flowers from that Market with the fruits and vegetables. And so but because that's retired, I thought, ooh, I'm going to go with something new and current. So there is this. And so we are going to start with this one here. Now, for those of you that are new, just know that when I do bingo, I try to create everything with dies and paper and the cutting and everything that's already done. The only thing you're going to have to do is stamp. So, and of course, put the card together. So let's go ahead. This is what your kit's going to look like. So just make sure you put all your little goodies to the side. All right, so let's just move those over. All your flowers and everything. And there's 6 little flowers. You'll notice mine are all pink because when we die cut them out, I was one short on the petal pink. On here, there's petal pink and there's bubble bath. You'll get both. I just kept that one for myself because we were short one and I said, oh, that's okay, it'll be fine. All right, so let's put all of our panels over. So this is the inside of the card. You're going to see right here. All right, so let's start with this as the inside. And then this is going to be our fold for the card. All right, so we're going to go ahead and adhere these together. Let me find my silicone mat here. I have been cutting out washi tape today and getting that class done. Last night I thought I had cut enough, and then I said, oh, I need another roll. You will not, because I'm providing the flowers for you, but you'll be glad that you have the washi, because then you can make your own cards. But I'm going to give you tips and tricks on how to do your washi, and it's going to be super simple. All right, we're going to just add this. I like to do it from the bottom. That way I know if it's even here, here, and here, it's going to be even up there. All right, so we're going to do that. Now let's fold this down, and we're going to first add our panel here, which is going to be this one. All right, so this is the Darling Duckling, and this is, I have everything written below, Florals in Bloom, I believe. I get the Florals in Bloom and the Impressions of Bloom papers kind of mixed up. But I did write all the information, all the products I used are below. All right. I do not give measurements out for bingo. It would just take up a lot of time to do that. And so when you get your projects, if you'd like to remake the card, just lay this out and say, okay, I'm going to score here and here and here, and, you know, measure it. Then take your panels and measure them, and you'll have it all. It's just, I just don't do it for bingo, because we would be here all night. Okay. I can't get the tape to come off my finger. All right, here we go. Make sure your image is right side up. There we go. So there's that one and this one. And now we're going to need our front panel here. So let's take this. And just layer all of those up. There we go. Now, sometimes I like to use liquid just to make sure things get in the right spot, but this one's pretty straightforward. But sometimes when they start getting smaller spaces, I like to kind of use liquid. So whatever you like to use, but I almost did that backwards. All right, so there we go. So this is, we're still on the first project. All right, then we're going to have this one. We're going to score. All right. And let's go ahead and layer our pieces up. I just scored backwards. Can you tell that? Look at what happened. See how it's a little bumpy right here? It's because I scored the score line backwards. So we're going to do it like this so it's nice and smooth. I realized that as soon as I did it, I was like, Okay, remember on this one, it's a little bit of a different size. And so it's going to go like this. I just love this paper. All right, we're going to layer this up. All right, and then this one is going to go like this. So let's go ahead and put that on. I do too. This DSP is so pretty. Hi, Juanita. All right, so there we go. There's that. Now, what we're going to do is I like to put liquid on this side because this is going to be movable, and I just prefer liquid for a movable project. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to lay this down here, and I'm going to put my hands right here, and I know below that is where I want my liquid to go. All right, so I know I'm going to wipe that off a little bit. It's because I don't want glue oozing all over. All right, so now we're going to pull this down, and I want this to go in the middle. So I'm just going to put it right here on the 8 to the 13.5. It doesn't have to be exactly. I'm going 3/4 in, and I'm going 3/4 in on both sides. So there we go. All right, so there's that. All right, and then we're going to close this. See, there's no glue on the back because I put my hands there, just the right amount. And see, you can only see here is like a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to add glue here. Now, there's a couple things you could do. First of all, you want to make sure this doesn't move and that it's aligned. Okay. The second thing you could do is you could put little pencil marks if you want to put your glue here. I'm going to put it right here because glue sticks very well. All right. And now when you open it, there's no glue in there, okay? So we know that that's all good. You guys were asking about the paper. Let me grab the pack real quick, and I'll show you which one it is. Let me see if I have one that's open here. All right, well, I have some of this paper that's been used in this pack, but so this is it. This is called Florals in Bloom. And it just has a lot of really cool patterns on the back of the flowers. And it looks like the purple flowers are gone out of this one. But I used it for an upcoming project. But that is the, and then this one I think is already out of here too. Oh no, it's right here. So it's beautiful paper. If you guys want the number, it's listed below in the supplies, but it's 165175. 165175. All right, so there's that. So we're going to set that aside. Let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment on here. We're going to stamp thanks, and it's coming from the Impressions of Bloom. So we're going to use this one right here. And I like to put the silicone mat underneath because it's dark and you can see it a little bit better. Hi Carla, welcome. All right, we're going to put thanks, and I think that this paper that I gave you might be a little bit big because you may not have this stamp set, so I try to just give you a paper that's kind of the size that I would recommend. And so we're going to make this a little bit smaller. So I'm going to bring this in and just put it right. I'm going to a little bit longer than that. But whatever you guys think and whatever sentiment you're putting, I think that's okay. I just wanted it a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to do an angle. And so I'm just going to cut it here and then right there. So there's my sentiment. All right, so let's take our circle, and what we're going to do is you want to put it together here first so that you can trim everything off. So we have our sentiment and we have our bow and our gems. We can set all of that apart. And let's go ahead with our greenery here. And these are going to come over here. So think about how high up you want your flowers to go, because we're going to add your little flowers up there too. So if you look at this one, I did make it go up quite a bit. All right, and then this one is going to go about right here. And you want to just make sure you have enough room for your flower, okay? So you don't want your stem over here, and then your flower is going to be like, you know, unless you did it like that, obviously you don't want to do that. So you want to kind of make sure your flower has some room where it's going to go. So I like to just put that there. And then this one, I think I'm going to put about there, because we also need to put our leaf on here. Okay, so I'm going to go up a little farther with this guy, so I have enough room for my leaf. Okay, so I'm good with that. And I'm going to take just a little tiny pencil and put a little dot right there, and that's where I want this to go. So what I'm going to do is go like this, and I'm going to just kind of put a little indentation, and I know that's where I want my glue to go. So I'm going to do just a little bit of glue. You don't need a lot. Okay. And so I'm going to take this and put it right about there. And I'm going to take the stem down like that. Okay. Now this one, I'm going to go, because this one's going to need a leaf and a flower, and you want your flower to be up a little higher. So your leaf can be about over here. You want it to have some space. And remember, this is already on there, so you need it to be straight. You need this to be straight too. All right. And so I want this down a little ways. And my leaf is going to go, it has plenty of room right there. All right, so I'm thinking that this one is going to go right here. All right, and the other one's going to fall in because they're attached, so don't worry about that. All right, so we're going to go, I'm just going to go right above this little connection spot and add my glue here. Oops. All right, so there's that, except I got some on the front. All right, and we're going to hold it and put your flowers there. Now you're going to be quick, because I just realized I put my glue down already, and this goes underneath these. So let's lift those back up, even though they have glue on them. We're going to add our glue right in here. All right, so there's one flower. And another flower. All right, and now we can go ahead and add this one. And a little bit of glue right here. There we go. All right. Now this one's on top of the green, so you might have to just kind of push those petals down a little bit, make sure it stays on there. And now these leaves are kind of like, look at how thin they are. They've got all these little cuts and leaves of the leaf in there, so be real careful. And as you guys know, I forgot to turn the air down. My husband's probably going to come in and say, oh, it's cold in this house, and turn it up. And then I'm going to be freezing. I mean, hot. So I got to turn it up right now. All right, so there's one leaf. Let's take our other leaf and put it on. Notice I'm not worried about cutting off the bottoms yet. Let them get glued and everything's working, sticking really well. All right, now I have my 6 little pink flowers, and you guys will have your pink and your petal pink flowers, because I just wanted to put some little bit of different colors. All right, so what we're going to do now is add just a little bit of glue. I'm going to put one here. And I like to add the glue ahead of time, just so they start to kind of dry. So you have where your flowers are. The other thing, while that's drying just a little bit, and why I like it to dry is because then it gets tacky. And then I like it to not squish all over the place, and it'll hold really well. All right, we're gonna get a mini dimensional and put right here, and stick this right in the center here. All right, so we have Darling Duckling, Strawberry Slush, Crumb Cake, and Garden Green. All right, and now we're gonna take our flowers. Mine are all pink, so yours you can just kind of mix and match wherever you want them. I'm doing all pink because I told you I had too many cut out of the pink and not enough of the other color, and that's fine with me. But I liked the other ones mixed and matched. All right, so this glue is going to hold this little tiny flower. And now we need our sentiment and our gems and our bow. Let's go ahead and trim this now. Just trim it right at the bottom of your circle. So now we have that. We're going to put our dimensionals on there. Another DSP. Ooh, get the other one. The, what is it? Impressions of Bloom paper. Both of them, both of the new floral papers are really, really pretty. If you're a demonstrator, I highly recommend the Charming Day paper. I don't remember the name exactly, but it is beautiful. And the peach paper is really pretty too. And those are included if you didn't know. If you're a demonstrator, the pre-order items are included. I love that. All right, so let's go ahead and we are going to put it just a little bit towards the top. So we have our bow at the bottom and we have our sentiment. So I'm just going to lay that there, and that looks fine to me. All right, we're going to add our embellishment, our sentiment, and we're going to put this right up against here. In fact, I'm just tucking it under slightly. And then I'm going to add my glue on the right side, just a little bit. And I'm going to add this right here. So it's not covering up my flowers. We know that that sentiment, the dimensional is right here, so that's good. We need to add our sequins. I love sequins, they're so sparkly. I thought these fit nicely right in the middle of our flowers. All right, there's that. And now we just need our bow, which of course I'm going to do a glue dot. I might have to trim this. And I'm going to add this right here, just in between both of those flowers where the stem was taken off, so you can't even tell that they're not attached together anymore. And I am going to cut my bow just a little bit because I don't want it to cause issues at the bottom of my envelope. I might have left yours a little longer, that way you can kind of decide wherever you want to put it. All right, I want mine a little shorter. And there we go. So there is card number 1. And it sets up really cute, and then it has your card inside. Now you could also, if you have the stamp set or something, if you want to stamp something, if you have extra pieces of the DSP, you could add some of that in the inside. The measurements I had worked out perfectly where I didn't have scraps left over with as many kits as I did. So I chose that you can just stamp something on the inside, and then it says thanks, and you can put so very much for being there. I appreciate you. So you can add whatever you want. I'm kind of thinking I'm on the kick of starting to not put sentiments on things so that I can add whatever sentiment I want after the fact, because so many times I have so many thank you and birthday cards, but there's so many other cards that I need sometimes, and so that's kind of my thought. Is your Take a Pic tool pink now, or did you buy? Oh, you know what? I had somebody at Leadership had theirs done. It's all sparkly, and I wanted one, and so she gave me the name of her friend, and I had her make mine pink. So that's where I got it. So anyway, there you go. So a nice fun fold. I love the use for the DSP, and I love that you have the, the more solid one here, so this really pops, but then you have the really pretty DSP, and it just depends on where your DSP is coming from on what your images look like. So really fun. Yay, I'm glad you guys like it. Yes, the DSP is part of a suite, and it is wonderful. All right, so there we go. Card number 1 is done. Yay, it's game time. If there's anybody that did participate and add in there, just let me know, and I will make sure you're added to the game. All right, let's get going. Who is going to win? Good luck, everybody. Make sure, oh, I should tell you this really quick. Make sure on your chat that you go to it and make sure that it says live chat. That way you're up to date with the chat. And make sure if you click off YouTube, even if you go to another page and come back, make sure your arrow at the bottom that you take that and the little red line and take it all the way to the right so you're up with current time. Otherwise, you're going to be saying B when we're already on to the next card, okay? So just make sure that you are caught up to date and up to time so that you are current with us. All right, okay, let's get busy and play some bingo. Number 21. I go a little fast at the beginning because I am a little ahead of you guys. For me, when I'm looking at myself on YouTube, I can see how far behind I am. And that's because I do closed captions and it just gives a little bit of a delay. 29. And of course, until people are close, we could be sitting here all night. So I try to go a little fast at the beginning. 23. 15. 19. Lots of bees. 1. We had a wonderful Father's Day spending time with our grandbabies. And they all went golfing. Number 11. Rachel with the BI, Kathy BI, number 10. And Shelly and Deb. Glenetta, Stephanie, and Robin, all with the BI, number 18. Number 25. Ooh, Deb and Shelly both with the BIN. Number 3. Leslie with the BIN. Number 2. Okay, let's go someplace new. I need to know what your name is because I don't know. And she has a BING. 20. Oh, okay, Paula. That's okay, as long as I know who you are. 28. I would ask you if you won anyway, because I'd have to look you up. Ooh, Carmen with a BING also. 17. 30. 'Okay, now I'm going to slow down a bit because I noticed I'm a number behind. And we've got 2 people really close. It's the first person who says it. So, oh, and Sherry is BING, and Rose, Stephanie, Julie, Gloria. All right, here we go. The next number is number 12. Gloria with the bingo. Let's take a look. 3. Oh, Gloria says no. Okay. Okay, Gloria says no bingo yet. Okay, here we go. 22. 22. 14. 'Alright, Robin has a being, Ellen. Mary does. Oh, there's only a few numbers left. Somebody's going to get it soon. Oh, Rose says she's got bingo. Let's take a look. Rose, here we are. 14, 19, 20, 25, and 30. Congratulations, Rose. Yay, that is a good bingo, Rose. Congratulations. Woohoo! Congratulations, Rose. I don't see any other bingos. All right. Now to the next project. Yay! All right. I'm going to stir all these up. All right, so Rose, you know the deal. Just send me your order and I'll get that in for you. All right, so card number 2 is I did a class recently with the Notes and Totes, and I came up with yet another project, and I decided, oh, I need to put this one in bingo because this one was so much fun. It's relax and enjoy. And then on the inside, we put a little gift bag, and you can put some little tissue, which, by the way, our last paper pumpkin came in with some hot pink tissue, which would be really fun. And so you could put little tissue in there or some little shreds or whatever and put that in there, and that would be a lot of fun. All right, so let's get busy with this one. So here is, it's going to say project number 2. And so for those of you that don't know, is when the bingo's over, I go back in and I mark all of your bingos. Down below, I put a timestamp, and so it'll say project 1, 2, 3, 4, and so you'll have everything listed at the bottom. Don't lose that little piece. Okay, we'll move all those to the right. We're going to move everything here for your bag and the inside. All right, so we're not going to glue this first because we're going to do some stamping before we glue these pieces in. So you can keep your pink and your white on the inside, and we'll set that aside. And we're going to work on all of our pieces first. So here, this goes in the front. We'll just set that aside for a minute. And let's go ahead and start with our sand at the bottom. So this is going to go along the bottom of your card, okay? And this is going to be our sand. So you're going to want to tear it towards you. So I'm just going to tear, and you can cut them shorter if you want. Oops, I forgot. That's the top part. Okay, we're going to do it a little bit different now. We're going to do it away from me because I just did it wrong. All right, so we're going to do it this way because you want the torn part to be seen facing you. So now we can do like this. And so now we can cut, or we can turn this part over also and put this part like that, which is what I think I'll do. Okay, so just tear it towards you so you have this. So we're going to use these, so I'm going to show you here. The top part towards you. So the bottom part is what you're going to be looking at as far as your mountains or your valleys or whatever you want on this card, okay? So we're going to use these two. So let's bring in our grid sheet. All right, we're going to bring in our grid sheet, and we need to put some pebbles on here. So we're going to take our pecan pie, and we're going to, and now you can still cut these shorter if you want, so we'll look at them in a minute. I just like to put quite a bit of sand on them just to give them some texture. You don't have to have it everywhere. And these both have the smooth edges because of the way I tore it. So let's just look at it here. So if we put this on the bottom, I kind of like that. So we're going to color this one up towards the bottom still. All right, so I think that looks okay right there. All right, this one will go on the top. All right, so that's how we're going to do that. So we'll set that aside because now we need to bring in our background, which is going to be this piece here. Let me find my baby wipe so I don't get this all over. All right, so now we're going to bring in our blending brush and our balmy blue because we have our sand, but we don't have our blue sky. So we're just going to add a little bit of some blue. The glue's on this side. I'm going to turn this a little bit. I like it to have the glue up on top and not on the sides. All right, so I'm just going to come in and just add a little bit of blue. And I don't mind that it's on the edges right there because it just kind of brings your focus into that blue a little bit more because I don't want it super dark. And I don't actually have to have it all the way up. So see here how it's kind of in the middle and not necessarily on the upper and the edges. So I'm just gonna now focus in the center a little bit more. And I think that is plenty. It gives you the idea of the blue sky. And now for our dirt. Okay, we're gonna pop up some items. So we're gonna put this aside and we're gonna do our dirt and add that in just a bit. But for right now, back with our silicone mat, we're gonna take our bottle. So we have our water bottle here and we have this piece. And then we have this piece and this piece, but we're going to stamp on this one. So we're gonna bring this back in. We're going to do some stamping there. And we're going to stamp on that and we're going to stamp on this. So we're going to do these two first. And we're going to bring in the stamp that has all the flowers on it. So it's going to be this one here. And we're going to use the sunshine and we're going to use the relax and enjoy. And this is where I got the little sand from. And we're going to use our bubble bath. And we are going to just add this for the inside of our card. So we can put that up there on the inside. We are going to add this just on our lotion. Okay, so it's going to be on our lotion. But the fun thing about this is we are going to cut off. Where are my scissors? We are going to cut off this one and this. Oops. So there's already pieces there, right? They're little like, they're not perforated, but there's just like little tiny spots that you can cut so that we can glue this right in the middle. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue here. And we're going to add this right onto our lotion bottle. All right, there we go. Ellen said she had a bingo. Ellen, that was after I started the next card, so the numbers were gone, so I can't look at it now to see if you got it or not. It would be a consolation prize if you did get it. Do you want the consolation prize? And I'll have to go back and verify after the video. If you want the consolation prize and if it was a good bingo, then I will go ahead and honor that. But I'll have to check it after bingo's completely over. Because I have to go back and watch the video. All right, so we're going to do the sun also. Because we need a sunshine in our set, right? All right, so there we go. So there's our sun. And I did that in Daffodil Delight. Thank you, Sherry. Okay, so we're going to need to cut this out. So that means you need some glasses. I do anyway. All right, so let's cut out our sunshine. And the sunshine is really one of the easiest things to cut out. You just go back and forth, little triangles all the way around. It doesn't have to be close to the stamped part. It just has to be kind of, you know, you don't want to cut off your stamp part. Just go back and forth. Some are bigger, some are smaller. It doesn't really matter. La, 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 la. There we go. Sunshine. All right, so here's our sunshine. We're going to put, as soon as we find our stuff here, a dimensional right in the middle, and that'll go on in just a bit. The next thing we want to do, we don't need these, so we'll throw that away, is we'll do our bottle right here. Same thing, we're going to keep the pink, and we're going to go ahead and trim the DSP right here. Use your glue. I like the glue because you can wiggle it right into place. So I'm going to turn this right here and just lay it there. Lay that down, but then I like to pick it up and just make sure by, doing your edges and the bottom and making sure it aligns right. And now we're going to take this little tiny handle here, add a little bit of glue. Now, one of the things you could do is put your glue right there and just take that little line and just dip it in all the way across, and then go ahead and lay it right there on your bottle. And I squished it just enough out. There we go. So there's your bottle with your little handle or your lid or however you want that to look. So we'll set this aside over there. Your starfish, you can add a little color to it if you want. You don't really have to. I happen to have like a dauber right here with like some orange on it because I did something else. So I'm just going to add just a little texture on it just because I happen to have it right here. You could take your petal pink and add a little color to it if you want. Whatever you want. All right, that's good and that is good. So we're going to put dimensionals on the back of these because we want these to pop up on our project. I like to add them because remember, this is what we cut off on the white. I like to add it right here just to keep that safe and sound, like it's not going to go anywhere. And then this one, the same, and I'll add 3 here. All right, so there's that. Now we're going to get to our bag. If you wanted to color your handles on your bag, you can, but you don't have to. But we do need to color our bag because it's white. And what we're going to do is we're going to just tie it in with our flowers. So remember, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to have that cute little pink bag in there. I just added a little glue dot behind this. And this is an Ulta gift card, so it's really cute and it matches. And it's springtime, so it's kind of fun. All right, so what I did with this is I'm going to go this way because it's this way you're all the way across, where this one you would have to kind of do this. And so I'm going to go all the way across, and it doesn't have to be exact, okay, because we can go across the bottom and fill that in if we need to. All right, but that looks good. And then if you wanted to, because this is going to be folded, you can come back and just kind of add a little there. Now the one thing you don't need is this little flap right here. So we're going to take that little flap off. That's if you're going to make a bag that you're going to completely put together and use as a bag. But we're going to do a little bit different with this card. All right, so we're going to go ahead, let's do it this way, and go like this, and go like that. All right, and then again across the bottom, You can just add that little bit. I feel like I want one right there. There we go. All right, so there's that. All right. All right, so now what we're going to do is we got to take this little piece off here too on this side. Same thing. All right. All right, now when you do your bag inside your card, the thing you want to think about is, see how the strips, they're a lot smaller right there. So when we put our bag together, we need to cut these down because you want this bag to pop open, but it's because you want it to close also, okay? So what we're gonna do is, I just put it together like this, and then you can put it in your trimmer or whatever you have. I'm just gonna use my guillotine. I just make sure it's lined up. These are lined up so that it's the same distance, and I take about half off, or a little less than half of what's there. Okay, so just like that much, not that much. You still have quite a bit here to work with, but I do cut that off, and you'll see as I'm putting it together. All right, so what we're going to do is let's go ahead and do the inside. All right, we're going to add this on here. I'll just add my adhesive. Oh, why is this so short? Oh, you know why? Because look at how much I made the card smaller. It's 3/4, 3 3/4 by 5. So let's do that so that you can have 3 3/4. All right, by 5, so that you have room to put your bag there. And I forgot about that. So 3 3. So that'll remind you when you try to go to put that on there and it's not going to fit. 3 3/4 by 5, so that you have enough space around to add your bag in there. All right, let's add this. All right, now we're going to add this in, but let's do our bag first. Let's put our bag together because we want to make sure that it goes off. If you have to still sliver a little piece off of this, I'd rather do that as long as your bag will fit. So if you look at the bag, I'm going to have the bag open. You can do it closed if you want, but then that makes your card thicker so that it's a closed bag. But I want it as a larger tote bag. So let's go ahead and close this. So we're going to score it on our score lines here that we have. And I still score this because you still want it to pop up, right? You still want it to kind of open up like a tote. And we're going to score the bottom. Okay, score there. And score there. All right. Score all your spots. All right. Now, remember not to glue your bottom parts, but you do want to glue your sides here. All right, so we're going to glue our tote sides. All right, so let's go ahead and add glue on one side. go. And I like to fold it and align them up just so you know it's just edge to edge right there. All right, and then we're going to do this one. Lay that down, and then just bring this one over right up to the edge. Okay, now what we'll do is I'll just lay this here real quick to hold that down while we worry about our handles. So you can see where these tips are right here. Let me bring this in a little closer. Where these tips are right here is the outside. So you want to bring your handles in and put them in right about the middle. And I like to go just up to like this spot right here, not the little lump here, but just to the larger part, like this part is hanging up. So that's where I'm going to put my glue. All right, so I'm just going to go right about, and I just eyeball it right about here. All right, now the thing is you want to line it up so that your handles are together. All right, so these two edges are still like that. All right, so let's do the same thing with the glue on this one. And we want to align it up. So I'm just going to push it down and then just put this right along where this one is at. And we can bring it down and out just a little bit wherever. There we go. There. So just wiggle them right into place so that both of the handles are the same. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this card. And I like to do the inside because I don't want to lay everything on the top and then if something happens and this doesn't come out just right. If you lay this card in and you glue both edges, but you want this to be right up against the edge. And right now I can tell that this can be trimmed a little bit more. And once I added these to be equal, although they're still a little wet right here. Now these are off just a tiny, tiny bit. So you might just want to do it after too. So I'm going to make sure that line is there and that line is there so that they're even. And I'm just going to even up my cut here, which is just a tiny, tiny bit. And I still might think that that needs to be a little bit more. Just a little bit more. There we go. Like that much more. All right. So just whatever, whenever you put your card in there, and you're gonna kind of be able to tell. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lay this down. And then this card, this should go like over here in the middle. So you should have plenty of space, but it's pretty much going to go up against it. But what I would do is put it in the center of your card. So we're going to glue here. Now remember, this is a movable, so I like to use liquid. All right. So we're going to lay this here and put it so close into the middle and leave it there. Okay. And it doesn't really matter if it's, you know, top, bottom, whatever. It just has to be in your card and it has to be towards the middle, closest to the crease as you can. All right. So we're going to leave that for a second. And I'm just going to move that over. And then let's work on our sand. So this piece is going to go against the back. Okay, and I don't mind that the top part isn't like all the way down because we can kind of fluff that up and I'll show you what I mean. We're going to put that right against here and you're going to trim it. Again, I leave it a little bit long so you have enough to play with and kind of figure out what works and what you want to do with it. If you think it's too tall, too short, you have a little extra paper. All right, but we're going to cut this side off. And now this one, we're going to put here, but I want the lower end. I like this piece here, so we're going to move this one over here towards the edge, and so I can cut that piece off. Because if I cut this piece off, I'm going to be cutting it, and we're going to have just this teeny tiny piece here at the top, and I like it a little bit wider. So I'm going to go right here with this, and I'm just gluing the bottom. We can add more later if we want, but I want to do the bottom because we're going to add our bottles in the sand. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, before you go any farther, let's stamp. We need to stamp our relax and enjoy. So let's go ahead and add our sunshine up here. I'm going to do right about there. And so now I want to do my stamping. Relax and enjoy. All right. Relax and enjoy. All right, so I'm going to make sure this is sort of straight. Relax and enjoy. Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate that. All right, so we have our relax and enjoy. We have our sunshine, and now we need to put all of our other goodies on here. So our bottle already has the dimensionals on it. And we want it, you know what, let's do this first. Let's go ahead and cut off oops, now that has glue on it. All right, here's our pieces that we want off. And we are going to put dimensionals on the back, but we can worry about that later. Now we can bring our sand up. See how if you wanted to kind of make it curl or anything, if you want to add more glue, you definitely can. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this bottle and we are going to stick it in the sand just about like this, and just kind of sticking out of the sand right here. All right, and then our lotion, we need our lotion. We can add, I actually put this one on top, so we're going to just have this one laying here. And then your starfish, now this one goes up high, so we're just going to put it down here, which is fine. But on this one, you'll notice I kind of stuck it partially in the sand right here, this little, so whatever works for you, however you want to do it. We're just going to put one right in the middle, and we're just going to put this little guy right here. All right, we're going to add our embellishments right here, and the small one right here, and then the medium one I put over here. All right, now let's go ahead and we're going to add our inside. Okay, so now this, you want to be careful because now this is going to be sticking up. So I'm going to go right up to it. And then that way our center, our card is in there. Okay, so there we go. There's our bag. And now we're going to pop, we are going to glue this one down because we've got this stuff popped up. It seems like I get a little pop-up crazy, then all of a sudden I'm putting 2 stamps on every card I'm mailing. So I'm trying to be a little more mindful on the layering maybe not being popped up so much, but everything else I do want popped up. All right, so there we go. So there's our card. Let me get back out here. there's our card. We can add our little gift card. Let's see what I got over here. Little gift card in there. So super cute and really easy. Again, see how your, let's see if you can see. Oh, it's kind of bright. How your two pieces are just enough apart from each other, and that's because that's the seam of your card. So you don't want them to be too long, because then your bag is going to come out a lot farther, and then this is going to be a lot smaller. So be careful of that. And there we go. So you can add any DSP to kind of go along with your theme or whatever, you know, you're working on, or whatever kind of card it is. It could even be a Father's Day card, and you can add some stripes or a plaid or whatever you want on here. A lot of times I take just the sunshine and put it on there, like, okay, this is lotion. So just kind of change it up to whatever your card is on whatever kind of card you're doing. All right, so that was card number 2, and we're ready for another one. Ellen, did you respond on what you wanted to do? I don't see a response. Ellen, just let me know. Did you want a consolation prize once I verify that, if that's okay? Or did you want to continue on? So just let me know what you want to do. All right. Let me get this out of the way. We're going to move on to our next bingo. Yeah, it's really cute for a gift card, or even like even just like a little note or a coupon or anything like that is a lot of fun for a card like that. I love stuff with the little gift card holder. All right, I will, hopefully Ellen will respond. And let's get ready for our bingo. Let me just move these colors out of the way. Continue on. Okay, perfect. All right, here we go. Sorry, my husband is expecting a delivery, and I need to remind him it's coming right now. Thank you for the thumbs up, you guys. All right, here we go. Number 1. Good luck, everybody. I'm excited. The next card's a masculine card, and I hope I wrote the person's name down. Number 14 that I got the idea from. Shoot. Number 9. The next card, I got the idea from online, and her name wasn't even part of her page. Number 4. I'm trying to remember what it was. It's not on my little cheat post-it note here. Let's see if I can remember. 29. All right, lots of BIs and, or B's and BIs. Number 11. Number 30. Thank you, everybody that's already joined for July Bingo. Appreciate it. Number 19. We will be using some of the new online exclusive items. I'm super excited to start playing with those. Number 15. All right, we have Kathy and Carol with the BIN, and Glenada and Deb. Number 18. And Robin and Anna. Number 20. Ooh, Kathy and Ellen both with a BING. $16. number 8. If you guys don't have the Extraordinary Floral bundle, you really want to get it. Number 22. I'm going to show you a little sneak peek of what I'm working on. So that was number 22. Slowing down a little bit. Oh, Kathy has a bingo. Let's see. Kathy Garrett. 29, 18, 15, 9, and 4. That is a good bingo, Kathy. Let's see. Glenetta has a good bingo. 1, 29, 8, 22, and 14. So she also has a good bingo. So Glenetta, that would be a consolation prize. So let me know, do you want to continue on or do you want the consolation prize? So just let me know. Congratulations, Kathy, on winner of bingo number 2. Yay! So just let me know, Glenetta, so I know what you want to do. All right, congratulations. All right. Yay. Okay, so card number 3, gosh darn if I don't remember. It's written down here on a piece of paper somewhere. And I hope it, oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's on this bucket. No. I will find it. Okay, so Glenetta, just let me know. That's the one I need to know going forward. Okay, so the next card is a masculine card. And you can change it up and add different DSP and different things in it. But I thought this was a cool card. I wanted to use up cardstock that I had. Not cardstock, DSP. I have a lot of DSP. So I thought this was a really cool card. And the corrugated is on the background here on the crumb cake. It's a little harder to see. There you go. But I really liked it because it used up a lot of scraps. And I have so much of this paper. I'm so glad it stayed in stock and stayed current because I have a ton of it. And I'm always looking for masculine cards and always looking for something to do with scraps. And boy, if I cannot remember whose name. It wasn't her name. It was her page was like stamping with something, but it wasn't a name. But anyway, she used different products and different stuff, and I changed up a little bit of stuff, but it was that same idea from her, and I'm so sorry I forgot. I had it written down, but I don't know where my Post-it note went. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take, I chose the most colorful one to put on the inside. So let's go ahead and put that on. And we're going to slide that right here. All right, we're going to put that in. Just as a reminder, if you guys sign up for bingo and you register, but you don't fill out, or you don't register, you just pay. I've noticed a lot of you have been putting the numbers in the note section, which is fine if you have played before and I have you in the system. However, just know that I'm going with whatever address I have in the system, and if I can find your old numbers, it's just kind of, I have to go searching for those kinds of things. So registering is really the easiest and best way for me because I have everything on a CSV file and I just copy it into an Excel spreadsheet. Whereas if you do it without the registration form, I'm just kind of, I have to go hunt for your numbers if you don't put them in the notes section. And then sometimes I have to hunt for your email or your, I use whatever email's on your PayPal. So just those kinds of things keep in mind. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add this also to the front of the card. This is really a simple card, but such a great idea using scraps. And like I said, use different types of paper for this too. And you could change it into not a masculine card, but a little more, you know, you could use it for animals. What if you have animal stripes and you have different things for that? And you want it to be more of an animal theme. We have some cute zebra and different things now. All right, so let's stamp in our Misty Moonlight. That is our cardstock color. And we're going to use the large Happy Birthday from Mind, With You in Mind, which I thought is really cute. You've got a flower, a cupcake, stars, a leaf, a heart, but you've got some nice big bold sentiments. And we're going to use Happy Birthday. And we're going to do that in the Misty Moonlight. And we're doing it on the nested essential dies, which I really, really like. Oh, I'm going to do a little darker there. All right, and then stamp your sentiment down. There we go, our Happy Birthday. We're going to set that aside. And now we're going to work with our strips that we've got here. Let me grab another baby wipe here. All right. So now what we're going to do is we are going to adhere the stripes on our piece of paper here, which I'm actually going to bring this in. All right, so here's our piece. Now I notice right here, when I emboss this, this must have been close to the edge. So I'm just going to take my trimmer and just trim that off just a little bit. You see what I'm talking about? How it just kind of got to the edge of the embossing folder, and I definitely want to see all of the edges on the embossing folder. So there we go. Just going to take that off, and now I'm going to use glue, and we are just going to put these on, and then we're going to do some cutting. So I'm going to do, oh, sorry, let me mute that. Sorry about that. All right, so what I'm going to do is just kind of figure out where you want your pieces, because I want some color and some lighter pieces together, and just kind of fill it up. It doesn't really matter. But I want to see some of the corrugated stuff too. So we're going to add, and then look at your reverse side. Maybe that's what I need right here. Yeah, I want some brown in there. So look at both sides, kind of figure out what you want. I'm going to do some of the orange right here. And just kind of figure out, you know, your layout. Okay, I've got brown here, so I'm going to move this one over here. And maybe I'm going to turn this one over. No, because I want the stripes somewhere. So I'm going to keep this one. And I'm going to separate the lighter color here. There we go. All right, so something like that is what you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start layering them down. And we're going to cut after. So don't put glue all the way up. Just put glue down the middle. We know it's going to stick, right? So let's just kind of, you know, think about where you want to put your paper and just kind of glue. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. We're going to cut it and make it look kind of cool when we're done here. I'm going to do this one. And you want them kind of up and down, but still a little overlaid, because if you overlay them too much, then it's going to be kind of a weird pattern. So we're just going to kind of make it like this. Well, let's go back over to this side, make sure we're giving us some room. I think I'm going to do this one this way. All right, so let's do this one. Remember, just a little bit in the middle. We're going to cut everything else, and plus we're going to be putting in our sentiment on top. All right. So we're going to do, I want to see some corrugation right there of the folder. All right, and so I'm going to do blue over here. I'm going to overlap it like that. Remember, all the ends are loose, so we don't really have to worry about that. I'm going to put that over here. I like the white side, so we're going to go with that. And then we're going to put this one with the brown over here. I know this seems like such a mess at first, but it's really cool once you get in there and start really kind of making it what you want. And I think I'm going to do, ooh, I like that color. Okay, we're going to do that one. We have the reverse side right here, so I'm just going to do that one like that. So yes, you do cover a lot of your corrugated piece at first. Now what we're going to do is that's all glued and that's all dry. And so now we're going to bring in our scissors, and you're going to start kind of cutting downward and across. So just kind of angle everything, but not a whole lot, because remember your sentiment is going to come in and it's not super small, it's kind of big, so you don't want to go too far down, and you could actually add this on now if you wanted to and then continue cutting. So I'm just going to hold it there for now, and I'm just going to continue cutting off stuff, little and big pieces, it doesn't really matter, right? So I want to see a lot of this, so I want to pull this back a little bit, and I want this one here to go down. Okay, so you're going to have all these pieces going different ways. All right, so it just looks like a bunch of scrap pieces of wood. I'm going to go here. Now you could do them ahead of time, but you might want to do more so you can see your corrugated. Like this one I'm going to do. This one. This one I'm going to go a little shorter. Oops. All right. I'm going to do that one quite a bit shorter. And I want this to, I want to see that piece, so let's take this one and cut it pretty short. All right, this one short, this one short. All right, so just kind of go in there and just do whatever you want. I don't want that one the same as this one, so I'm going to do this one this way. Make sure you're not cutting your corrugated pieces. All right. And then, of course, you can still go shorter. Look how much you have still. But let's see what it looks like now. Because you can see the corrugation. There's not a lot of it, but that's okay. It's really up to you however much you want to see. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and add this on here. All right, and it goes pretty much side to side. So I'm just going to add glue. And we'll just do that side to side right here. Oops. Oh, but I forgot my string. Take your string, and I want to go under right here on the edge. And you can go over or under, whatever you want. I just like to go under just to kind of see a knot. And it doesn't have to be on the side, top, bottom, whatever you want. I think I'm going to have to pull it up underneath here. There we go. And I'm just going to add a knot. So probably should have done this before because I forgot. But we'll just stick that in there. There we go. And you can tie it in a bow if you want, or not, or you know, whatever you want. I'm just going to do it like that just to give it a little bit. And then you could even unthread it and, you know, just kind of undo it a little bit. There we go. All right. All right, so there. And now look how cool, with all those pieces of wood, it just kind of brings it together as a masculine card. We're going to pop it up. I want to see a little more of the corrugation, I think. So let me think. This piece right here is long. And now I can really tell what I want to cut because the sentiment is already glued on. So you can kind of lift and pull apart pieces that, you know, you may want to add more or less to of these and kind of decide what you want. I don't want to cut that tip off of that one. All right, and then this one, I think I'm going to cut off a little bit more this way. I think that's good. All right, now we're going to pop it up. Okay, so you've got your string on there, we've got your knot, which, like I said, it would have been easier had I done that before, but I forgot. And I did not put embellishments on here, but you can. A lot of times I don't on masculine cards. The rivet ones, those old silver rivet ones, would be really cool if you still had some. There we go. So just kind of a cool birthday card. It would have been a really good Father's Day card. Like I said, you can change it up, add different strips of whatever scraps you have, put a big sentiment on there, and you could make it a, you know, flowers or animal print, even like a vegetable, like the vegetable paper we had. I mean, just get a collage of different scraps that kind of go with each other. And I think it's kind of cool because it's quick and simple, and it uses your DSP that you have. You probably have a ton of. And I like the nice big, large sentiment. And so anyway, I thought this was really cool. And yeah, I think the silver riveted, remember the ones that look, didn't we have some that look like the tops of hammers or something, except, you know, but they were silver. I can't remember what those were called. But anyways, there you go. Quick and simple, a good way to use your scraps, and a good masculine card. And I like that it just has that little bit of thread there on the background. It would also look cool like if you just looped some back there too. Would be kind of cool. So a fun idea to get rid of your scraps, but use what you have. And you could use different themes to go with that card. All right, the next item after bingo is going to be fun. It's going to be a 3D kind of item, but something useful and something where I can say, don't do this because I did it, and you'll see what I did wrong. So I'm going to show you from the get-go. Good, I'm glad you guys like it. I'm always looking for a way. How do you use scraps that you have? You have so many left over of just little scraps, and I think that is a fantastic way. Oh, I want to show you really quickly what I'm working on. So this should give you a clue. Okay, so this is all the, I haven't gotten to that one yet. This is roll 3 and 4. This is roll 4 I'm cutting right now. And then I use these bins, which are so helpful. These. So this one is this color. And then this one over here, I don't even think you're up high. Are you up high? Yeah, you're up high. This one is all of the other color. And there's a ton of little things in here. It's much easier for me to use this. Like tonight while I'm watching TV, I'll take these in with me and spread them out in this bucket and take these out. And I will sort these into here so that I can put them in my class kits. And these all I will probably cut tomorrow. So anyway, that is what I am working on right now. And hence, I always get 2 sets of dies for things I know that I'm going to use a lot. And I love doing this washi stuff. It is so much fun, and the colors are absolutely gorgeous. So that's my update on what I'm working on, and that is going to be the Extraordinary Floral class. All right, here we go. All right, number 21. Good luck, everybody. Oops, there we go. Number 21. Number 30. Number 28. Number 3. Number 1. All right, I'm going to slow down just a little bit. Number 7. Ooh, we've got some BINs already. So I'm trying to fix my screen here. It's getting kind of weird. Ooh, Stephanie has a BING already. Number 20. Number 14. And Gloria has a BING. $23. I'm going to take a drink here. Okay, Barbara has a BING. Number 18. Number 10. Number 9. Let's see, Barbara has a BING. Lots of BINs. Number 12. Number 6. Eileen with the BING. Julie, BING. them up. Number 4. Ooh, Barb has a bingo. All right, Barb. Okay, Barbara has 23, 7, 14, 6, and 3. So Barbara has a bingo. So she is bingo number 3. And then we had Eileen. Eileen, where are you? Hold 1 second. Okay, Eileen has 6, 9, 14, 23, and 28. And Eileen, you have a consolation prize. Let me write that down. Would you like your consolation prize, or do you want to continue on? Let me know. Oh, Eileen was first. Let me go back and look. I show Barbara comes up first, and Eileen is right after her. And then Eileen again says bingo. Okay, so yeah, I show Barbara first, and then Eileen with the consolation prize. So Eileen, let me know what you want to do. If you want to continue, you'll take the consolation. Oh wait, that's not Eileen. Okay, so just let me know. All right. All right, congratulations to Eileen and Barbara. And Glenette, I'm going to have to go back and look at the video because I don't remember. Yours was a while ago, and I don't remember if we continued playing already yet or what. So I'll go back and double check everything and let you know. And then Eileen, just let me know what you would like to do. All right, congratulations. And now for project number 4. I'm really excited about it. I think it is something super useful, and I wish I had mine right here with me to show you, but I don't. So let me show you this example, and then don't forget I'm going to show what the bonus card is, and then I will be doing a video on that on Sunday. So here is our project with my cheat notes in it. I was hoping that that lady's name was on here, but it is not. And it's not her name, it's her channel name. But all right, so it is for your chamois. So you're going to put your chamois in here, and it is super useful to have for your chamois. I did get one as a gift, and I've made these before. Let me see, where did my gift one go? I just had it. I was going to show it to you guys. Oh, here it is. But I don't have my chamois in this one yet. This one actually was made differently, but this one was a gift from my friend and Charlene. And so I thought this would be really cute, something to put your chamois in to do for bingo. So you're going to get a kit like this. And let me get my, so this is project number 4. And these are always super handy, and you can always change this into a card or something else if you'd like. So here we go. We are going to take everything out. Oh, I didn't put all my pieces in this one. I separated this one. And I don't have my flowers or anything in this one. So let me go grab another one real quick. I set this one aside before I finished packing my stuff. So let me grab another one. Hold on. All right, here we go. This one has everything. Sorry about that. All right, so we're going to have this one with all these pieces. So be careful of all your pieces. Put them all to the side. Uh-oh, I think I just flung one of my flowers. Well, I might be a flower short because I felt it fly away. A tiny flower. All right, so here's our pieces. And so what we're going to do, make sure you don't lose any of these. You should have 3 flowers. All right, and 3 centers. You're going to want 2, there's your 3 flowers. You're going to want 2 of the larger leaves and 2 of the smaller ones. There's my other one. And you're going to want 6 flowers, 3 of each color. So I didn't lose my flower like I thought. There we go. All right, so those are the things. And then you're going to want your twine, which is our, this one here, the gold twisted thread is what I use. So we're going to use gold twisted thread. So you'll have that. You'll have 3 dragonflies. Put those aside. You're going to have one of your tags, 2 pieces of DSP. The thing I want you to remember right now is all of your glimmer, so your 3 centers and your band all have adhesive on them. Okay, so be aware of that. All right, and then you're also going to have a case, which I don't know that I have an empty one up here. I had one, and I think I tossed it aside somewhere. But you will have one in your bag, so let me grab one. So you're going to also get a case, okay? So you're going to have your case. So what we're going to do is we want to make sure when you put this together, kind of look at your paper and see what looks right to you, what your size of paper. I like it this way better for whatever reason. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure it's going to fit into your case. So I like to just kind of, you're going to put it, I like to put it to the top and then put it to the bottom. And you can do it from the inside. If it fits on the inside, it's going to fit inside your case, right? Because it's going to go in this way. But you want it to go to where it looks like it's fitting side to side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these over. All right. And I'm going to put these like this. Now, it doesn't really matter if you have one on top of the other because you're going to put your pink strip over the center. Okay. So there's a couple things you can do. You can take your ruler. Where's my ruler? There's a couple ways to do it. So whatever works for you. You can take your ruler. I need my longer one. All right. And you can measure the top of the plastic to the bottom of the plastic because you don't want to go over. Let me get my glasses on so I can see. So if you go from the top of the plastic to the bottom of the plastic, it is 7 inches. Okay. So as long as you're doing 7 inches, you're fine. So you could do that on here, on your grid. You can put it in here on the inside because if you go inside to inside, it's slightly over 7, but I'm also not pulling, this goes inwards here a little bit too. So it's right about at 7 is where you want it. So whatever works for you, you can do. I used my grid sheet, but I like both ways. Works fine. All right. So let's just say we're going to start at 5 and we know we can go to 12. All right. So we can go from here to here. So there's a couple things you can do. You can add your adhesive here, which I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive right here across here, just enough to hold on to my paper. Okay, so I'm going to go here to 12. All right, and then I'm going to add actually a little piece of double-sided, not double-sided, removable tape. And I'm just going to put it right here, just to hold that there. I have that itty bitty bit of glue right there, and I'm going to go to 5 and to the edge right here. So you're right along the edge, but most importantly is this top edge, because that's the one that's going to be on the front of the paper. So you want to make sure. Okay, so I think I'm good with that. And so I'm going to just make sure now, I'm going to put it this way so I can look at it and make sure that it's nice and even front to back. Okay, and that looks fine to me. Now is going to be the interesting part, because we need to put this on. So I'm going to start it from the right side and go to the left. It should be equal, but just in case I gave you an extra little bit, you want to trim it off. I'd rather trim it off the back side than the front. I want to make sure that this is aligned where I want it. All right. So before we do that though, because I want to kind of set my stuff up, the thing I told you that I'm going to tell you not to do is, do you see how this is kind of to the left? I did it a little bit to the left because I had it laying down, and I was like, oh, I'm going to put it like right about here, and it should have been over to the right a little bit more. So we're going to fix that. But let's stamp our image first, and then we can kind of play with it. So we're going to be using the blueberry bushel, and the stamp set I used is this one, Sharing Loving Crafting, and it's the Sharing What I Love, Loving What I Do. Put whatever you want on there. There's a lot of really nice stamp sets that just have a lot of, like this one here, you could do It's Your Day, or I love that I've known you for so many birthdays, and make it a birthday gift if you want. There's lots of nice sentiments that you could use. But we're going to use this one. And I want it to go towards the bottom a little bit. So I want it to be a little bit down. So we're going to just ink this one up, and I'm going to put it right here, because we're going to decorate some of that top part, and I want it to really be noticeable there at the bottom. All right, now the number one thing to remember is when you're doing this, you don't want to do a lot of dimension, because it's going to be inside your case, right? So what I'm going to do is bring this over, and I know that I want it to be over here more. Okay, so if you think about this, this shows quite a bit of pink, and if you want to measure it, it's about 5 inches. Okay, this front part is about 5 inches. So I'm going to, first let's add our pink on. And so you can add it actually all the way down here if you want. You can add it all the way up here. You can put it towards the middle, whatever you want. I'm going to line this up here. And now remember, you got to be really careful because it's got adhesive on it. And so it's going to be very sticky. So when you decide where it's going to go, that's where it's going to go. So I'm going to take my tape again, and I'm going to add it down here at the bottom, just so my paper kind of stays still and doesn't move. It's still going to move left to right, but it's pretty much on my line down here. So if I kind of decide where I want to put this, and I think I want it to go down farther than I did, but not quite that far. Maybe right here. And I can still move this up, but still have this a little farther down. So I think I'm going to go to this line right up here. So it's 1, 2, 3. It's going to be 2 3/4 inches down is what I'm deciding to do. 2 3/4. I think I'm going to add a little bit more tape. I have my removable tape that I'm going to add that so that this is easier to stick. All right, so I'm going to remove my tape. Some people's is going to be all the way. Some people's is, well, it probably won't be all the way because they're not that big. But you'll have portions on here. There we go. All right, so I want it to go here, right at that line. So top and bottom, I want to make sure is flush with the paper. And then I want it to come right there. All right. So now I want to just make sure, and it is flush right there, so that's good. That's how I want it. All right, I'm going to put this back down, and I'm going to go to 5 inches. Let's see, if I go to 15, I know I have between 15 and 10 is my 5 inches here for the front of my card. Okay, so now I know I have from 10 to 15, and that's the front. All right, so we're going to first take your gold twisted thread, and we're going to double it up. Okay, so fold it in half, and then we're going to put it through our little heart here, and we're going to bring it up and tie it in a bow. All right, so tie it in a knot. And I do like to tie it in a knot first, that way it doesn't untie or undo anything, because it might. So there we go, tie it in a knot. All right, and then we're going to tie it in a bow. And I know we have that one side still connected, and that's okay. All right, so we have our loops. And where's that loop from? I have an extra little loop right here. This one. There we go. Oh, that was my extra loop. Okay. That I need to cut. All right, so here we go. There we go. There is our bow. This is our loop right here. And then just fix it. All right, and then I'm going to cut this shorter. All right, so there is our bow. And now now we're going to go ahead and let's glue this down. And remember, between 10, so if you wanted to, you could take a ruler and just put it there and be like, okay, now this is my front. So I'm going to glue that there. And I'm going to put that like right about there. Okay, so kind of in the middle. And now we're going to take our flowers right here and let's do the same thing. Let's take off the backing, because these also, remember, the glimmer has the adhesive. Okay. There we go. So we're going to put that on the center there. We had to add sparkle, right? Now again, remember that this glimmer paper, the whole packages are like $6 and something on clearance. It's just terrible. Terrible that it's on clearance, because I'm sad that it's leaving. I was so happy that it wasn't on last chance, and now it is. So the good news is it's only $6 and something. And it was part of a suite. So if you go buy it, you'll get it for $6 and whatever the change is. And then you'll get it on sale for the 50% off. So I bought quite a few. In fact, I got them today. Well, part of them. I think I ordered more again. But anyway. All right. So what I did is I kind of like to play with this to see where I like this long piece so I can kind of see it. So I think I put it there. So we're going to glue that down. And again, I use regular glue because I know, liquid glue, it is going to stick and stay. So I'm going to put that right there. And then this one, I'm going to do the same. And I'm going to put this, I want it to kind of go around these words. And I think I overlapped it just a little bit on the flower. Just a little bit. And then this one. Oh shoot, you know what I forgot? These leaves have to go underneath. Okay, so we're just going to do those and stick them in real quick. So I'm going to add my leaves underneath here. There we go. There's one. And then the other one. Silly me. Okay, let's remember, here's the 10 inches. Okay, where am I? 10, 15. Okay. And then let's add our glue. And add that. There we go. 10 inches. Okay. All right, so there's that. And now we have these two leaves that we're going to add. We're going to put this flower like right here. And we're going to do our leaves. So let's do the leaves. And if you wanted, you could add the leaves to the back of the flower first. And then add it on, whatever works for you. Okay, there we go. Then add our flower. I like the bigger leaf to be on top here. All right, so there's that. Okay, now we're going to take our dragonflies and our flowers. So our flowers, again, we're going to do like we did last time. I always like to clean off the nozzle of my little glue here. And I'm going to put two here. Now this will give a little dimension because we're going to put pearls here. We're going to put one here, one here, one here, and then we're going to put one right here. All right. And while that starts to dry a little bit, let's do our dragonflies. We're going to put one over here. We can take this tape off now. another dragonfly. We're going to put right here. And the last one on the flower over here. All right, let's take our peach ones. I'm going to put 2 here. And then I want the third one to go over here on the pink flower. Now my flowers are all upside down. All right, now we got to add our pearls. These little pearls are so cute. I think these are the iridescent. All right, so look how easy that was. And now you have this great case to use. We have our case, so lay your case flat. Now this is still drying. I probably wouldn't normally put it in so quickly, but we're going to put it in. Make sure it doesn't catch on any of your flowers or anything, or your glimmer paper. And then there we go. You put that in. I'm going to move it up to the top part here. And there we go. And so now you have this cute case that you can put your chamois in. Okay, Ellen, thank you. I love using the cases too. In fact, the one I got, and I've done this before, I think for Christmas or something, but what she did is she put a pen and a tablet in for me for this one. But I thought for you guys, I have a chamois one too that I really like. So I thought, you know what, let's do them for a chamois, would be really cool. So there we go. And you can add and use different patterns or different, you know, different things, you know, whatever. Another great use for DSP. You only need a small strip up here and a larger here. But you could, you know, put patches of different kinds in here of different paper. And then look on the inside, you have paper. So, and like this one too, she has this on the outside, but then on the inside, it's got, you know, of course it's going to be a matching paper. So it's really, really nice to have and put your chamois in, or, you know, I like to put cardstock in these and travel with them. Card bases, like I'll take a bunch of, you know, white card bases and put them in, and then maybe sentiments or whatever if I'm going somewhere, and I take them to work on, or stamp, or coloring. If I have a bunch of pieces that I have colored, I'll put in here and take them with me if I'm going some places. I use the stamp cases for quite a bit of stuff. So I hope that you'll use it. It's a lot of fun and a great set. Now, of course, I pushed this one towards the middle a little bit. Like I said, this one I did too far to the left. But it really doesn't matter. It's still really cute, and you can use it for lots of different things. So, all right, so that is bingo projects. I'm going to show you after game number 4. I will show you the bonus item that you'll be getting. If I can pull it up here. All right, so let's move on to game number 4. Yay! Let's see, what am I missing here? All right, game number 4, and Eileen, I saw that you wanted the consolation prize, so I got you down for that. And let's go, number 4. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. All right, number 17. Number 28. Good luck, everybody. Number 14. Number 12. I also like to cut my chamois up, just so you guys know, and put them in like a little plastic case like this. Like if I were, like these are still, I haven't used these in a while, and but I like them because I cut them up and then I put them in here, and I just use a little one at a time. Like this one's hard, but you just wet it and it goes right back to being able to be useful. So I like to cut them up too. So even if you did cut them up and keep a bunch in one place, number 10, in your chamois case, you can just pull out part of one of your chamois and use it. Number 9. All right, we have a BI from Beverly. Number 8. Number 21. Oh, Beverly has a BIN. Carol has a BI, and Margie and Julie. Oh, BIN with Carol now. Number 11. Number 7. Number 15. Lots of BINs. Number 16. Number 5. All right, we have Gloria with the BIN. Lots of BIs. 25. Carmen has a BIN. Beverly has BING. Number 6. Number 30. Rose. Number 3. Lots of BINGs popping up now. Number 26. I'm going to slow down a bit now. Remember, it's the first person that says bingo. Make sure your red bar is pulled all the way over. Oh, Gloria says she has bingo. Let's look. Gloria. Okay, we have 3, 7, 11, 21, and 30. So Gloria, you have a good bingo. Congratulations. So Gloria won number 4 bingo. And let's see. Oh, you don't have it. Okay. So just Gloria has it. All right. Congratulations, Gloria. Yay. Bingo number 4 for Gloria. Yay. All right. Looks like just one then. Congratulations. And now I'll show you guys your bonus project. So for those of you that played bingo, you'll get this with your bingo kits. And then I'll be doing this card on Sunday. Okay, so here it is. It is the new cone flower celebrations, which I absolutely love. But it's also a fancy fold. So we have this here. And you'll see I used the new Sunflower 3D embossing folder. And I also used the Label Me Grateful. This is a new label here. And so you've got some new product here for your bonus. So this one will be on Sunday for your bonus project, and it will be in your kit. And I will be sending these the regular mail that I normally do, not like I did last time, because everybody's just getting their stuff now, and I apologize. I know bingo is earlier this month than it was last month, but that mailing system, that was just a bad way to send it. So it took forever, and I know people just got their stuff even as late as Friday and Saturday. So hopefully you will be getting yours any minute if you haven't gotten it already. All right, that is it for bingo. Let me show you the cards again. So let's just go back here real quick. And we have card number 1, which is a fancy fold. Card number 2, which is a gift card holder. And card number 3, which is a masculine card. Project number 4, which is, let me pull it out here, your stamp chamois case. And then we have your bonus project here, which I will do the video on Sunday for, and that is your bonus for playing bingo, and you will get this in your kit with the rest of these items. So there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed bingo. It was a lot of fun. I have always fun on bingo night, chatting with everybody and playing bingo. So I appreciate you playing. Thank you for those that have already joined July's bingo. We're going to have some new product, which I'm really excited to share with you. Oh, good. You guys like the cone flower. I like it too. And you know what? I love daisies, and it reminds me of a daisy. I will tell you the one thing, well, I'll tell you on Sunday's video, because there's something I changed a little bit on here for, and I'll explain that to you on Sunday. I know you will get, some people will get, maybe your textured paper might be a little bit different, but it's all going to be fine. It's all going to match and look great. So, like I said before, I'm starting to use all of the paper in that DSP package and not just one paper, because then I'm buying 50 packs of paper for, 2 sheets of paper in the pack. So this one, I still was able to use not very many. So I think I used 2 different patterns, or 3 maybe. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys enjoyed bingo. Okay, so for those of you that won, don't forget to send me in your orders. So I have, let me just double, triple check. Rose Spivey, I think that's how you say your name. Number 1, Kathy Garrett, number 2, Barbara McCullough, number 3, and Gloria Lucero, number 4. So if you could all please send me your orders when you can, just by the end of the month, especially if you want to be part of the sweet special. You want to make sure you get that in so you can get your 50% off of your items. Remember, it's always the lowest priced items. Up to you. I will put in more than one order for you if you want to do your sweets separate than your other products. A lot of people are saying that's more shipping. If you think about it, it's 11% across the board. So as long as your order is over the $79.50, it's going to be 11%. It doesn't matter if it's 11% for 2 sweets here and 2 sweets here, or 11% for all of it together. It's still 11%. Unless your order is going to be less than $79.50, then it will be only $7.95. So kind of keep that in mind, and I hope that makes sense to you. So I would put in multiple orders so that I get the higher items at my 50% off, if that makes sense to you. All right. All right, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your week. I will see you on Sunday for the bonus project of this beautiful set. If you don't have this set, make sure it's on your list to get, because it's fantastic. And this embossing folder. Let me show you this embossing folder. See if you can see it a little bit better. Look how beautiful that sunflower embossing folder is. It is so pretty. And I embossed all 3 of these panels differently, so you can see a little bit of the embossing folder, because it is a large embossing folder. Look how pretty that is. So make sure this is on your list too. This is the new online exclusive items that are coming in July, and they will also be part of my new bingo for July. So don't forget to register. There are links below in the description, and all the supplies I used tonight are also listed below in the description. The couple things I was not able to put were some of the newer items, so those will be listed in July for that bingo, the new items that I'm able to link up. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your week. Bye.